Hi and welcome to our assembly for today. So our theme for our assemblies was Heartsmart, and you've been using the Heartsmart scheme in school, and we've been doing that in our PHSE lessons, and we've been doing lots of stuff about mental health and well-being. And on Monday, our assembly was all about love and how we feel loved and how it's important that we make sure that we understand that we are really special people, and that you should feel that you are absolutely amazing and that you are loved. Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to have a look at our pictures for this week and do a little bit of thinking about some of this. So Heartsmart's about being smart with our heart, and the life heart affects the whole of our life. And today we're going to look at the first of the Heartsmart high five. Everything in Heartsmart comes from this. Okay. So don't forget to let love in. And we've got Boris standing there because he's ready to let love in. And we talked about that, talked on Monday, and how it means that we have to feel that we're special and important, and about loving ourselves. And sometimes loving ourselves is hard to do. And knowing that someone loves us helps us to love ourselves. So have a look at the word that's on the screen that Boris is saying. See if you can say it. Say it out loud. It's a bit tricky. It says washikanto. Washikanto. It means one in the rarest language in the world, which is called Ashinto. So washikanto means one in the language Ashinto, and it's spoken by one person in the world in Peru. I wonder who they're talking to. Do you think it's Paddington? So that person can only speak to themselves because there's nobody else that understands that language. It's a dying language. So we all have a little voice in our head. And we may not speak Ashinto, but we can all talk to ourselves in some way. And do we talk to ourselves in a way that's kind or unkind? Sometimes we get cross with ourselves and we get angry because of the way that we feel, and we feel we should do something differently. But don't forget to let love in. It's all about listening to the right voice and developing the right kind of internal dialogue. So we listen to the voice in our head and we are kind to ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a little bit of a game. So I want you to listen very carefully. You need the volume up on your speakers to make sure that you can do this. And I'm going to play you some sound effects, and each one belongs to a different animal. So you've got to guess which sound effect it is. Are you ready? Listen very carefully. Right, have a guess, see what it is. That's right, it's not Mrs. Davis when she's trying to sing, it's an elephant. Well done. There we go, we've got our elephants. Right, let's try the next one. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. Did you work out what it was? Shout it out. That's right, we've got a sheep. Well done. Let's try our next one. Okay, here we go. Ooh, a bit trickier. I wonder if you can guess. Shout it out. That's right, we've got the sound of a pig. Okay, well done to everybody who got it right. Okay, here we go with the next one. Are we ready? That was nice and easy, wasn't it? Yeah, we can see it's a dog. I don't really think dogs should be listening to the headphones, though. It's probably not good for them. So, ready for the next one? What is it? I wonder if you can get that one. I'm sure you can. Shout it out. That's right. We've got the sound of a kitten, and that kitten looks like he's wrapped up in a ball of wool. Okay. So, ready for one more. That's harder, isn't it? I wonder if anybody's got that one right. Shout it out if you think you know. That's right, it's a rattlesnake. So that noise was the tail, the end of its tail, shaking. Okay, so well done if you got that right. Okay, here's our next one. Ooh, interesting. Wonder if you can tell. That's right, it's an owl. It's an owl. So well done to everybody who got those right. So we all have the ability to recognize different sounds and different voices, and we can give them all a name. So if we can listen to things and understand what they are, we need to do the same with the voice in our head and work out what they are, because some of the things that we say to ourselves are true and some of them are wrong. They're kind of unkind, and we need to listen to those voices. So Boris is just like us. He's got different voices in his head. He's got an untrue voice that says he's rubbish and he should be thrown away. He was made from bits and bobs of rubbish, and because of that, he sometimes thinks he's rubbish. And the lie is often close to the truth, but it's still actually a lie. And the other voice is the voice of Amber and Josh, who see great value in him. So we're going to go through the 3 big lies that make Boris the robot feel sad, and you need to explain what each word means. And the lies make him feel sad, and each truth makes him feel happy. So number 1 is trash. All of Boris's parts are made of things found in the bin. Sometimes he listens to the lie that he should be in the bin. But treasure is the truth. He is so valuable and so important to Amber and Josh and Dad and many other children too. Which voice should he listen to? Should he listen to trash? Should he believe that he is actually a treasure? That's right, he should believe that he's a treasure. He's really, really important. Sometimes we feel bad about ourselves, but actually doesn't make it true. Sometimes we feel we're no good, but then that other voice says, actually, do you know what? You really are good. You're great, really. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Pointless is the lie, and purpose is the truth. So the lie is pointless. As all of Boris's parts were originally made for something else, he sometimes listens to the lie that says he's useless, that he's not doing anything worthwhile because all of his parts were intended to be for something different. But actually, Amber and Josh know that Boris has a real purpose. Boris helps many children know what it means to be Heartsmart. So he's doing things that no other robot can do. So he has a real purpose. So we know that the truth is really important. And we know that pointless is a lie. That's not true, that he's pointless. Okay, let's look at the next one. Only one chance and second chance. Okay, which one do you think is true? Which one do you think is the lie? Right, so we know one chance. Boris is quite big and heavy, and sometimes he can be a little clumsy. Sometimes he leaks oil or knocks things over. And sometimes he listens to the lie that says he only gets one chance. If he makes a mistake, he's blown it. And that's not true. Amber and Josh tell him Boris always gets a second chance because he is much more important than any mistake he might make. We all make mistakes and we all get the chance to carry on and try again. So we always have a second chance. So when Boris recognizes the voice of Amber, Josh, and Dad, who made him, he remembers that he's treasure, he has purpose, and he gets a second chance. And this is what "don't forget to let love in" means for Boris. So let's have a look back through those slides and see if there's any similarities for us. Sometimes we let love in and we think back to those 5 things that people do. They say kind words to us, or they give us a hug or a high five, or we might get an unexpected gift, or whatever those things are, and we feel really treasured, really valued. Other times we listen to that voice in our head that says, well, you're no good at maths, but you're just finding it really difficult. That's okay. It's all right to find things really tough. That doesn't mean that you're trash or you're no good at things. So we all think this sometimes, but we know that's a lie. We are all treasured. We are all wonderful, pointless, and purpose. Sometimes we might feel really bad about ourselves and say, there's no point in this. But actually, there is a real purpose to you. There is a real point. You are a wonderful person. You are a great friend. You might be a great artist or a great singer or a great dancer or footballer. You might be a great writer or mathematician or scientist. So there is a real purpose to everything that we do. So everything that you do. And that's really, really important as well. Okay. And finally, only one chance or second chance. We may make a mistake, especially if we're trying something new. And if we're not careful, we might believe the lie that says we've made a mistake or we are a mistake. It's not true. We all get a second chance, an opportunity to try again, to get up and to work at it and enjoy our lives. So have a bit of a think now, okay? And close your eyes to do it. And I want you to have a think about sometimes that voice in your head has told you a lie. Okay, anything that you might have listened to, and it might be something that makes you sad. So imagine that you're screwing that lie up into a big tight ball and putting it in the bin. Okay, put that lie in the bin, put the lid on the bin, and then listen to that voice in your head, that voice of love that says that you are treasure, that you have purpose, and that you can give yourself a second chance. Okay. There we go, guys. So we've talked about how we need to love ourselves, how important it is, and there's different ways that we can love ourselves by making sure that we listen to that voice in our head that says, yeah, I'm pretty cool. I'm quite good. Every time you make a mistake in your work or you'll get something wrong, you think, do you know what? I got my work wrong and I stuck at it and I kept going. And every time I made a mistake, I learned from it. That's really, really important. Every time you come into school, you think, you know what, I'm going to be cleverer than I was yesterday. I'm going to learn a little bit more. Every time you run on the playground, you think to yourself, do you know what, I'm going to run a little bit faster than I did yesterday. And when you help around the house and you are a really good son or daughter at home, you're helping other people and you're saying, do you know what, I'm showing mum or dad or whoever you live with that you love them just that little bit more by doing all those things that you need to do straight away. Okay, have a lovely day, guys. Remember that you are all very, very special, and I will see you around school. Bye bye.